I'm an associate professor at the University of Northern Iowa with a background that blends both the arts and the sciences. I started my first undergraduate degree at McMaster University, where I majored in studio art. I followed that up with an undergraduate degree at the University of Toronto, where I majored in biology and zoology. And then I followed that up with a PhD at the University of Toronto in developmental biology, specializing in plant biology. And then I did my postdoctorate at the University of California in Davis. I think because I have this diverse training background, I tend to look at science from a broader perspective on life. And I think that's what really shapes my teaching and how I conduct research. So my goal is to help students build these skills that they can carry into any career and not just in biology. My research focuses on plant developmental genetics, morphology, and evolution. So that's essentially how plants grow, develop their form, and how those processes change over time. And although plant biology is my specialty, I've always had a deep-rooted interest in developmental biology in general, whether that's plants, animals, or human biological systems. I've worked with both undergraduate and graduate students on a wide range of projects, and I really cater these projects so that it aligns with the students' research goals. And I think having students design their project together with me allows the students to create a research plan that really gives them a sense of ownership in their own academic path. I've published numerous peer-reviewed papers, including primary research papers, book chapters, and review papers. And one of the things that I'm most proud of is that many of those papers include undergraduate and graduate students who are the first authors. And the highlight of my role as a mentor is seeing my students create posters of their research or present their research at meetings or seminars. And all of my research students write up a full report of their research, of course, which they are first authors. But not only that, it's always rewarding to see them share their work with their fellow peers or other faculty members, and see my students grow more confident in discussing their research, whether that's with their family or with the academic community. Most of my students who've worked in my lab have gone on to medical school, dental school, PhD programs, and other professional areas of research. And although their independent research is plant-based because I'm a plant lab, they really learn the process of science, and that's coming up with a hypothesis, searching for literature, conducting lab-based experiments, and of course, writing up a research paper. So regardless of the subject matter, again, whether that's plants or animals, my students always leave the lab with strong critical thinking skills, confidence, and of course the ability to communicate their research effectively to any member of the science community. Mentoring students is one of the most meaningful parts of my job, and my main goal is to meet students where they currently are and help them grow from there. We do this together, but I always give my students the freedom to think creatively and look at problems from as many angles as possible. My mentoring style is to focus on building a supportive, collaborative environment where the students feel comfortable that they can ask me questions at any time, but at the same time they're challenged to think deeply and of course independently. I always try to connect their research experience to their short-term and long-term goals so that their work feels meaningful and that it's just not a requirement. One of my biggest strength is helping students feel comfortable so that they can come and talk to me at any time about their projects. I don't want students to struggle at any time, and so being supportive as possible is really important to me. I also focus on helping my students become independent thinkers and that they're not just following instructions from me, but they themselves are engaging in the process of science. I put a really strong emphasis on communication skills. So that's communication with me or communicating their work with anyone else. And that goes through writing, presenting, or just talking through their ideas. And really, I hope that these skills are the skills that they can carry forward in whatever path they choose. I'm passionate about mentoring because research can be such a great experience for students. It's often the first time that they move from learning information, like from a textbook, to actually creating knowledge. And for me, it's incredibly rewarding to watch students gain confidence and get excited about their work and really start to see themselves as scientists. And I think being part of that process and helping students get to where they want to go is really what helps keep me motivated as a mentor that always takes on students and are willing to take that extra step to go where they want to go.